Hey Facebook, I just had this incredible interview on, it's on the Ladies Out Loud podcast network. If you haven't liked the page, go like it on Facebook. It's also on Instagram, Ladies Out Loud Network. I have a podcast called The Fit Chick Cancer Thriver, and I had Megan Valentine on. She is the founder of We Are Team Brave. Go check that out. She's got, I think about 5,000 women in that group, and she's got people coming on, doing lives, incredible, impactful women. And her and I share the same vision of women are better together, and that when we're willing to find those people that will support us, help us see our blind spots, hold us up when we, feel weak or we are unsure of the path, and can speak honestly to us, that helps us just go after the things that we want in our life and help us get out of our own way, essentially. So, she says something really short and sweet but amazing, and that is, you have one life. I say we make the most out of every opportunity. I mean, we do. We have to take the opportunities that we are given. We have to make the most out of them. And it was a great interview. It was empowering, and if it should be edited and ready, hopefully maybe tomorrow, but definitely by next week. But if you haven't liked her page, go like it. We Are Team Brave. And follow her. She has a book coming out called No Place Like Known, and it's going to be released in September. And, that's the thing. We can't have impact on others when you are in an identity crisis and when you don't know who you are. So when you're, there was a couple things that she said that I really, really loved that I took away with. And she talked about with our children, the topic was chasing kids and chasing your dreams. Okay. And a lot of times as moms, we mix that up. We think, oh, well, when they're older, then I get to do me. And she said something that was so wise. And that is, when our kids are always watching us. They're always paying attention to what we're doing. They're seeing how you're handling your relationships. They're watching what's a priority to you. And so one of the things that she talked about, and I wrote it down, was to raise dream chasers and world changers. So I'm going to say that again. Raising dream chasers and world changers. And this is an opportunity for us to show them the way and for them to be released into what they're meant to do. And I think, and mamas, I'm going to talk about this really plainly, which is a lot of times when a kid comes to us and they say, I want to do this, or I want to be this, or have this cool idea, sometimes we squash it right away. And we say, let me list all the logical reasons why that's not going to work. Or let me tell you what would be better to do so you can make more money. And this is the opportunity we have as moms to cultivate that spirit of dreaming. We lose that ability when we get older because so many of us, and I'm sure we could all raise our hands of moments in our lives where we had dreams, where we thought I could be this or I could do that, and somebody came alongside and said, you know what? Ooh, that's scary. Or you may not really make the money you want to make, or you know what? People aren't really hiring in that field right now. This is the time when your kids come to you with those dreams, support them and encourage them and ask them the better questions like, well, how do you think you're going to do that? What is it that you see that could be beneficial, to the world if you're going to do something like that? And I think being able to release them, helps them to grow, and it helps you as a mom to grow, because it's difficult, moms, I know this, to cut the cord and to be like, okay, I gotta let them, fly, but we cannot find our identity. Ladies, we cannot find our identity in our children. Our children are not ours to get our self-esteem from and our who we are. It's a season of our life. It's an important season because we have the ability to create an amazing legacy, but it's also a time of growth for us. And from the moment that child is born, it is about letting go, isn't it? I mean, I just can remember at first you're just like, oh my gosh, this kid, they need everything from me. And there's a sadness that comes when all of a sudden you don't need that diaper bag anymore, or you don't need to, have the snacks with you every time you go out of the house. Sometimes you're like, oh, thank goodness. And then you're like, oh, I kind of miss when they used to cuddle and sit on my lap, and when they want me to, rock them to sleep. And then they're more self-sufficient. And that's our opportunity to start listening to that voice inside of us that says, hey, remember, we got dreams. There's still a purpose for you. And it's not just about being a mom. So I think it's awesome. I love being a mom. And showing them the way, so that was something Megan and I talked about a lot, like being able to hear that and be aware of that little knock on your heart that says, hey, there is that dream inside of you that I might have birthed way back, maybe when you were in high school or in college. Maybe it was like this little, conference you went to, boom, you heard something. And I've been growing that. I've been cultivating that. And God's like, it's time. It's time to go. It's time to grow. Let's do this. And, instead of she said the word thrive a bunch of times, which, if you guys know me, that's like my word, fit, chick, cancer thriver. I love the word thrive. I did not want to identify myself as a cancer survivor. I wanted to say I was a cancer thriver. And it's funny, I love definitions of words, and I looked it up about 3 weeks ago, and the word thrive means to grow vigorously. And I was really struck by that because I was like, I'm almost 5 years post-cancer, and like Megan, I felt like I went through an identity crisis after cancer, and so I've been this kind of slow growing little plant, like that's how I feel, like this little plant. And in the last couple months, I feel like I'm thriving. Like I have just been like game on, and it's just been growing and growing, finding the right people in my life and looking at the things I'm afraid of and just doing it anyway, or being like, I don't even know where to start, and taking action. And so she kept saying thrive. And I was like, this is so God, like those moments where you're just like, that's the word, that's the word. And so we have to be able to show our kids how to thrive. And it comes from them watching us. They are always watching us. We may be saying one thing, but our actions are doing another. And we have to have those things congruent because kids are always watching, and we're showing them how, they're going to be in relationships, how they're going to be in serving, those around us, what they're going to be doing if you go to church, or if you're somebody that, just serves people in the world. I had my kid, want to buy burgers on his birthday for homeless people. I was like, that's awesome. I've never done that. But to see that like there is something inside of them that wants to grow. I didn't say, no, I think that would be really scary and I don't think we should do that. I was like, I'm not going to go by myself, but let me find out how we can do this. And so when your kids come to you, please, 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 let's raise up a generation of kids that are dream chasers, like Megan said, and world changers. Like, we can do this, moms. So I just wanted to encourage you with that. When the podcast comes out, you know me, I'm like splashing it all over social media. So it'll be on our Ladies Out Loud network page. It'll be on my page. It'll be on my Mosaic Fitness and Nutrition page. And I will be tagging her and everybody else left and right. So it was an awesome podcast. And I hope you guys enjoy it and would love to know your thoughts. You can always give us some stars. And thanks so much for just listening and watching. You guys have a great day.